Asobi Asobase, the insanely funny anime you really shouldn't miss this season. Don't be fooled by the exterior, because it looks really like, oh, see some three girls playing around, having fun together, not really any comedy, kind of slice of blah, yeah. And I was the same way. Before I watched the episode, I didn't think it was going to be that good, but people kept telling me. I got a lot of comments, a lot of mentionings everywhere, social media and so on. Go and watch episode 1, and I'm very grateful people told me this, because this anime is amazing, okay? It looks really, really simple first, but man, when you get into it, when you get into anime, suddenly it just slaps you, suddenly just boink, boink, suddenly it's what is happening? This anime is just crazy, trust me people. If you watch the anime yet, go and watch it. So the anime is about these three girls that have a pastimer club. And the word pastimer really fits them. Slice of life anime basically, right? Because they do play games together and they take the games to an extreme degree, of course. That's really fun and so on. But also a lot about them is talking about how to get pregnant, why is this girl having this whole boyfriend, who's a trap at school, who is this sensei a weirdo. It's a lot of that time. So it's also generally them spending time together and having these really, really weird fantasies. And basically everything they do is taken to the extreme, right? And you can never really expect what's going to happen in Asobi Asobase. I think that's the biggest difference in anime is that you have an idea. Okay, I've seen a few episodes now. Think they're going to jump to this level, but they don't. They always take it one step further, and you are always surprised and left in disbelief when you watch the anime. And that's the biggest strength of it. It's extremely, extremely crazy and extremely hard to ever predict what's going to happen in this anime. So while the anime have several characters, it's definitely about these three main girls in the pastimer club. First of all, then we have Olivia. She's the gaijin, the cute, blonde girl, right, popular and so on. And she has some problems then with Japanese, right, Japanese culture, of course, typical gaijin stuff, right. But basically, Olivia, I would say, is the middle kind of character, which is kinda extreme sometimes. Not as Hanako, which we talk about later, which is extremely crazy, and Kasumi, which is kind of like the sane girl. Olivia is kind of in the middle there, trying to be little crazy sometimes. Definitely kind of the antagonist, I would say, generally. She's the one that activates Hanako's behavior sometimes, or the one that triggers Kasumi to not be this nice and respected person. So Olivia basically is the troll of the anime. Yeah. She's the character there in the middle, as I mentioned, that keeps trying to provoke the other ones to go towards her, right? She's the one that starts off a lot of stuff, and she likes to talk with her friends, right? Make some pranks with them, some practical jokes, so on. So it's a very important character, very, very funny character, and perfectly fitting for this anime to have this like really trickster kind of a girl there in the middle. Next girl is Kasumi then. She's the reserved and shy girl of the pastimer club. She don't even like games for that matter. Her sister used to bully her all the time, forced her to punishment because she lost in the games. So she's only in the pastimer club because they want to learn English. And that kind of picks off, right? She's kind of, you sitting there trying to be reserved, trying to make them actually do other stuff. She's the one trying to be normal, right? Trying to get Olivia and Hanako to do stuff properly. But she's also into yaoi though. But she's also afraid of men. She's a mix of a weird, mixture of how can I get there. And that's very important for the comedy, right? So it's a lot about Olivia and, of course, Hanako to try to get her to open up, try to get her to be the crazy and so on. As I saw in early clips, when she actually gets serious, though, she's super dangerous, right? As every other character's anime, when they actually get into serious mode, they're either extremely insane or extremely awesome what they're doing, right? So it's a very lot of comedy in her, invoking her inner selves, right? And there's a lot of comedy in that. Lastly then is Hanako. Hanako is the nice, heartful girl everyone loves. She is very popular, both boys and girls, and she's very cute and heartwarming, and basically the most, I say, normal person. I was kidding with you guys. Of course, she's insane. Hanako is the heart. I think Hanako is the anime. If Ansu is the heart of Hinamatsuru, Hanako is the heart of this anime, right? She is clearly crazy. And looking at each time Hanako does anything, right, is what is best of the anime. I have to say right away. You always wait for what is the next Hanako moment. What is Hanako gonna do next, right? It's to the most extreme always. And she's a rich girl with no understanding of normal behavior, supposed in that sense, at least athlete, yeah. But basically, yeah, you never know when anyone's gonna freak out, I suppose, generally, in Asobi Asobase, but especially with Hanako, you never know when she's gonna freak out, what she's gonna do next, right? And it's a true joy following her insanity, and her, I don't know, kind of like self-destructive behavior and so on. But yeah, I think a lot of the comedy, especially in this anime, is around her and her insanity. So it's very well written how the three can have each other. I think one basic thing, right, is that they all are kind of losers. They only have the pastimer club, so they all kind of accept their flaws with each other, and they just kind of hang out because they have no one else to hang out with. I think that's kind of is the basic premise of it, though, and that is really, really funny. Obviously, it's very, very funny. I recommend it. But I think one other great thing also is that it brings in new characters. Every episode so far has like a new character that's really, really funny, and it's really much how the three girls react and interact with the new person, right? It's always like an absurd overreaction. Their wild fantasies, run amok, and it's really always like, it's very unexpected how they're gonna deal with the new character that appears. And every episode, again, as I mentioned earlier, is very unexpected results. You never like, what's gonna happen now? You can never really figure out how they're gonna defeat this new enemy they have, or how they're gonna treat this person or something. It's always very, very much out there, and it's still always very hilarious. And another thing the anime does very well is it actually has like ongoing jokes. So it starts out a joke, which you think is gonna be, oh, this is like a one joke probably has like no meaning actually, and then that continues the whole episode. But generally, they have actually a couple of like ongoing jokes that keep kind of interacting with, kind of keep telling us and kind of enforcing that comedy in the kind of absurdity of it. Even though it feels so extremely, extremely absurd, they actually do make some of the jokes be a continuation joke, which I think is really, really impressive. Okay, so maybe I am just too much into anime, maybe I live too much in Japan and so on, but I do feel that this anime, on a good strength of it, has very little like cultural jokes, parody jokes and so on. It's actually a great thing in my opinion, because while I normally enjoy that, I really love it. This is clearly a Conan reference for that matter. But look at this different like Shiryu-chan. So I'm a big fan of Shiryu-chan. Shiryu-chan is my second favorite comedy after this anime. I think Shiryu-chan is amazing. But this is a clear Naruto Bluebird reference, right? You need to know pretty much what Naruto is, which I guess you would do. More people you need to know that it's Bluebird, really know the joke, right? And you need to know how Byoken works, the wall hack thing. I mean, this scene with Shiryu-chan, again, I love Shiryu. Okay, I really love Shiryu-chan. But this scene is so much riddled with, you need so much pre-knowledge from the viewer, right? And personally, like for me personally, I think the joke is 10 out of 10. But I have to say that Asobi Asobase, I felt that this anime generally has very little of that. It's just really, really hilarious all the time. And I don't feel that I have to have some like pre-knowledge of 9 out of 10 jokes, at least, in my opinion at least, have like no need of, okay, I need to read this anime first, I need to read this book first. I don't think that ever happens in this anime. I think it's a great strength of it actually. Or maybe I'm just so delusional I can't even see it anymore. In the end, I think this anime is very primal. I think it's a very good anime on standard human emotion and behavior actually, and human interaction. Each scene, most scenes in this anime, in Asobi, you can relate to them. You see, I have been there. It wasn't that extreme though, but I've been there. Like, I also imagined that once, but I was like that crazy. But I was kind of that way, yeah. I think a lot of people can really recognize and really enjoy each scene, but it's kind of like human emotion and human interaction, just, really, really, really oversized, so to speak, right? But I think it's very, very good. I think the anime keeps it being fresh, keeps it being like very, very unique, very creative. And again, each scene, in my opinion, has been fun. So there's never been a joke so far that I haven't that pretty much feel. I feel every joke is funny, I feel. Every time it's hilarious. And every time it's something you've seen before, kind of, I guess, in a way, but you really, really enjoy it. So anyway, I hope you really give the anime a chance. It's an amazing anime. Definitely the hidden gem of the anime this season, in my opinion. And I hope you press the subscribe button, press the like button, right? And I'll see you guys with more anime and manga videos in the future.